What's up, homies? Welcome. I can't even get hyped for this. What's up, homies? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ghost, and this is not the original video I planned to drop this Friday. As you've seen on the schedule, it's supposed to be a 1-year anniversary review of my Genshin account. But as any Genshin player knows, there's a lot going on right now. I'm not going to go over any of that controversy with Genshin. You know. And it just put me in a sour mood, all of it. I can be as critical as I want to be, so I will be. Constructively, by the way. This is not to shit on Genshin. I still love the game. 2 quick disclaimers for this video. This is not about me wanting or claiming I deserve any sort of rewards or free 5-star. That would be nice, but that's not the point of this video. Even though I will be using footage from Honkai Star Rail to sort of emphasize the points I plan to make, this is not me saying that one game is head and shoulders better than the other. Both of them do better things than the other game. Personally, I think just in terms of its innate structure as a game, Honkai Star Rail is better for its quality of life and the rewards and anything like that. And I want to see those come to Genshin. So this video is a love letter to Genshin, born out of the uproar as of late with everybody. And so I'm just going to dive right on in. I have decided to follow in the CN's footsteps. They are unfollowing Genshin on their social medias, left, right, and center. And so what I've done, I have unsubscribed from the Genshin Impact YouTube channel. I have unfollowed their Twitter account. I mean, I haven't used Twitter in ages, but I'm just doing it anyway just to show solidarity to the CN players, to show our strength in the global space of Genshin Impact. If you don't want to unsubscribe, you don't have to. That's just what I'm choosing to do. It's what I'm trying to do to show Hoyoverse that us over here at EN, we mean business. We want this game to be better. We want it to be run better. We want it to run smoother. I'm just going to share some points I think Genshin should definitely improve on. We know that they can. They are just, I don't know. So this first point, first quality of life point I want to bring up, weekly bosses. This is probably one of the biggest things that irks me in the game compared to Honkai Star Rail. We are only allowed to fight one weekly boss once a week. And that's it. We can't refight them 3 times like we can in Star Rail. I would love for them to change that first and foremost. That's my biggest thing. It just takes so much fun out of the... I like grinding. I do. I enjoy it. It's why I like Genshin. It's why I like Star Rail. Grinding is fun. But they take the fun out of it when they restrict it so heavily. Like, it took me so long just to be able to triple crown official, and I've been playing this game for literally a year now, a little bit over, and it took so long. Like, even with Dream Solvents, which I get abysmally rarely, like, it took so long to be able to triple crown my favorite character because of that. Because I can only fight that Andreas once a week for the rewards, and that's it. Same thing with Ajda, who's a pain in the ass, Senora, the Shogun, all the weekly bosses. And literally not even a full year, every character I've pulled in Star Rail that I want to pull, okay, not every character, but like 90% of the characters that I've chosen to pull and build are maxed out with talents already. Kafka, I literally just got her. She's already got maxed out talents. Like, we get no EXP refunds for overcapping level ups. That's a lot of wasted EXP that we just don't get back we can use on someone else, like we get in Star Rail. We have no resin reserves that we get once we're capped, so we're forced to log in every single day to play this game, and I think that's a tad ridiculous. I know it's a casual game, but at the same time it can be much more casual friendly with just a little more resin and maybe some refreshes. Heck, you can make it so that we can keep more than 5 condensed resin at a time, so that we don't always have to grind every single day. We can save our condensed resin for a time when we can actually play the game, and we can still get our day's worth of resin all in one go. I think for as grind heavy as this game is, like, I've been playing Genshin for a year. I still have not hit AR 60. I've already completed all like Trailblazer levels in Star Rail like a month ago, and the rewards in Star Rail are much better than Genshin's. Like, I think if you hit AR 60, you get a singular standard wish. One. No, that's just not, for all the time spent to get from 59 to 60, no, that's ridiculous. Also, and this is the big thing, I'm going to repeat it a couple more times, day locking is probably my second most wanted thing to be eliminated in this game, next to the weekly boss thing. Day locking is a pain, is absurd. Just let us pick and choose which weapon ascension or talent book we want to farm from each respective region when we go to that domain. Don't lock it behind days, because some players just don't have time on the days when their favorite characters' books are out. Yes, we know there's Sunday, there's a global day, but that's one day a week. And again, this will tie into being able to spend all of our condensed resin on Sunday. Like, even if they made that change, that make it a little bit more bearable, but it would still kind of suck. You know, quality of life is quality of life. Every step matters, except sometimes steps are just too small to even be considered a step. The new artifact loadouts that they have put out there, those are abysmal. It's like slightly better than what we currently have, but at the same time, like, you guys know how to do loadouts. It's a simple game mechanic. Just let us save sets, customize them fully, let us name them so we can swap whole sets at a time. Personally, for me, I love playing multiple characters in games, that's why I like Genshin, but I would also like to play these characters in different ways. Like right now, because Dia's Bizarre Kit, I think she's one of the more customizable characters out there. You can run her EM for Burge, and you can run her Tenacity support. Or if you want to run her as straight up just Unga Boonga damage, you can just go with Emblem of Severed Fate. I think I would love to have all three of those sets on her, but Genshin is just like, I don't know, it's exasperating all the resources and all the money they have at their disposal, and they are giving us nothing in terms of quality of life and compared to Honkai Star Rail. And you can say, oh, it's because they don't have competition. It's because, while they need to, everything works. It's not working. Everything is stale. Like, you want to know the real reason why it took me several patches between 3.6 and 4.4 to react to a special program live is because Lantern Night was supposed to be special. I thought this was going to be a great time. I wanted to time my review for this to tie into all the pre-game hype for Liyue. Liyue is my favorite region, but I'm just left wanting more after everything is said and done. Like, the new region, it looks awesome. I'm going to have fun exploring. I'm going to have fun playing through the Lantern Night story, but that's about it. That's a finite amount of time that I can enjoy the game for. And there's nothing that's going to make me enjoy the game in and of itself beyond that, other than just trying to go back to the grind, to build Cloud Retainer, to build Gaming, which I do plan to build. He is probably one of my favorite 4-star designs to come out of Hoyoverse to date, especially when you consider the Liyue 4-stars. A lot of them, I don't too much vibe with their designs all that much. Singcho, like, he had the cop for Rena's fit. So this next one, this is not necessarily a big one for me personally. I would still love it. This is more for the Genshin community at large. I want to put a voice out for you guys as well. More endgame. Spiral Abyss is fun, but when it's all that exists to test characters, it's monotonous, uninteresting, and it gets stale. They can easily add more permanent combat content to spice things up for characters that service multiple metas and not just time-gated DPS checks. Like, imagine if we had a must-survive-at-all-cost mode against endless waves of mobs. That's a whole nother kind of meta in the game. Obviously, shielders do really well. Characters like Dia, healers would absolutely go nutso in this mode. Bennett, of course. But they could also add certain, like, restrictions on it that make you have to think about how to counteract it. Maybe one of the challenges, it reduces healing effectiveness, or it reduces shield uptime. It cuts their shield uptime in half. So Layla, who normally would have 100% uptime on her shield, now has like a 6-second window where her shield is just gone. Things of that nature I think would be absolutely perfect for them to add to Genshin Impact, just to spice up how the meta is. And it's not just like which characters do the most damage in the fastest amount of time to defeat this one particular boss in Spiral Abyss. So I kind of touched on this point already, but so much of the Genshin special programs are just like rinse repeat trailer introduction, intro the new characters, highlight small snippets of the banners, limit mainly just like the 5 stars, 1 4-star if it's a new one, and then go through the events. That's it. That's every single banner special program, and it's kind of boring, I'm not gonna lie. Even this Liyue one, even as fun as it was, offered nothing new, nothing different, nothing innovative. And it's probably the biggest reason why Genshin's in hot water as it is, because it just does not change. Like, I understand that you had no competition or whatever, but that doesn't mean you can't put in more effort. Like this Lantern Rite, yeah, we got Chen Yu Veil. That's something that doesn't happen every single Lantern Rite. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that should be all there is. I think just spicing up their broadcast is something better. Maybe more transparency. Show us the full banners ahead of time, not just like the 2 5 stars and 1 4-star. Show us all the roster, all 3 4 stars, the weapon banner. Get us hyped. Because guess what? If the banners suck, they're not gonna sell well anyway. Even if you release them like a couple days ahead of the patch, because I've already determined, like so many other players, that the Yaimiko Zhao banner is just not worth pulling on for the characters Well, I have Yaimiko, I don't have Zhao. But that weapon banner, absolutely, as it is not worth pulling on. I already have like 1 or 2 copies of Zhao's weapon. I'm not gonna risk getting the third, going for Yaimiko's. I will wait. I'm not even going to be pulling on the Cloud Retainer and the Hito weapon banner because I don't want Cloud Retainer's main weapon. It's not worth the wishes. But since I've already brought the weapon banner, I may as well just go over it now. They need to remove Epitomized Path. It is a toxic, absurd idea to have for the weapon banner. They should just split the weapon banners like they do in Honkai Star Rail. There is no shame in that. They can still make money off that. Just don't even get rid of the Epitomized Path. Just take it from the weapon banner, put it on the standard banner. Every 2 50-50 losses, or even if every 2 like 5 stars on the standard banner, that's not the one they want, they are guaranteed to get the 5-star they want on the next one. That's a great way to make sure people, because there are people that actually love the 5-star characters, whether it be Kaching, Jean, Dia, D-Luke, etc. Myself, Dia is my favorite. I would absolutely epitomize her every single time until I got her C6. Then I'd probably do Mona. Speaking of the standard banner, I think they should move every single unassigned 5-star weapon and standard banner weapon to the in-game store for a rotation, just like 4-star characters, so we can purchase them with Star Glitter whenever we have enough saved up. And also for the standard banner, since it is legitimately the only way to get characters like Lisa, Amber, and Kaya, I think for those 3 characters alone, they should have their rates bumped up a little bit, enough where they are much more common to get, which is making old events replayable for newer players. I've been playing since 3.3 roughly. Thankfully, I did get to play through the last Lantern Rite when Venti met Zhongli, but every new player that comes into the game will no longer have the opportunity, and players that join in 4.5 will no longer have the opportunity to see whatever Furina ends up doing in Fontaine. I think that's a tad ridiculous. All these big event story quests should be in the actual in-game chronology for players to play through. Things like that one Wanderer event or any of the Albedo events on Dragon Spine, you get specific weapons that have just never been seen from again. They could add those weapons to the shop if they so chose. Albedo's signature weapons, Cinnabar Spindle, Festering Desire, those haven't seen the light of day and I can't even tell you how long. Wasn't even a Genshin player at that point. I just hear the horror stories. Alright, so I'm going to keep to my disclaimer here when I bring up limited banners. I do not want to scream and shout for a free limited 5-star or anything like that, but I just want character reruns to be distributed more fairly. Child and Yoimiya can actually go on longer hiatuses than they have been for as many times as they've rerun, especially Yoimiya. Look, Genshin community, I know all of this is cope, even more than my Genshin Impact bingo wish list. I need to say this, I had to get it off my chest, and I'm making this solemn vow now that hopefully you can join me with so we can show Hoyoverse we mean business about quality of life, how they're running the game globally, not just in China. Until I see progress on any of these points, a bare minimum of 5 of them that I brought up, I am not putting 1 more cent into this game, not Welkin, not Battle Pass, and not even if they drop the 5-star Dia skin form drip marketing tomorrow. All we can do is try. None of the sitting around accepting the status quo like we have been for so long. We gotta do this. We can make this change. We can make them hear us just like China can. We may have to work a little bit harder for it, but we can. It's a depressing video. It was supposed to be a celebration. I really wanted to go through my Genshin Impact account review, but Hoyo forced my hand. I wanted to make this video. I would greatly appreciate if you guys could share. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later, homies.